Welcome back to the show. My name's Mark Nixon. This show is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to show you the battlegrounds because Canadians want to know if they are in one of those battlegrounds. I personally am a conservative voter and I already voted last weekend, but there are a lot of Canadians that haven't voted yet. So it's important to know if you're in one of the ridings that I'm about to mention. Your vote matters, and I want you to go and vote and get all of your friends and family to do the same. So this is going to be a quick update. I'm just going to go through each riding from the largest margin to the smallest margin, and I might add a couple comments on some of the ridings. Let's get into it. 338 polling takes all of the polling companies together, and this is what they created. It has 187 seats, so a majority government win for the Liberal Party. Conservatives with 125 seats and Bloc 23. But here's the thing. There are so many ridings that are within 2 or 0 or tied. Like basically it could go either way. It's a very close election and we don't know. So the moral of the story is I'm going to show you the ridings that are battleground ridings and you take the information and do what you have to do. But at the end of the day, you need to show up and vote. Let's go. First thing I'm going to show you. So this is the Liberals. The Liberals have a range between 147 seats and 218 seats with 187 seats in the middle. So that's what the projections are. You need 172 seats to have a majority government and they had 160 seats last time. And then the Conservatives, on the other hand, they have 125 seats. This is all based on polling. I mean, we'll find out tomorrow. But the range is 93 seats to 161 seats. So based on the polling, there's almost a no chance of a majority government based on the pollings. That could change if all of the young youth show up and vote because they're not in the polls. They can't poll the youth. They never voted before and they're not picking up the phone to pick, oh yeah, I'm going to vote. No, they're not even in the polls. So in the last election, only 47% of the youth between the age of 18 and 24 showed up and voted. So if there's a 15% increase in the numbers of the youth and they vote for change, you might as well throw this entire thing out the window. Now, one thing you want to take a look at is how many seats are most likely going to be going to the Liberals. So 141 seats. And on the Conservative side, these are safe seats is 93. So there's significantly more for the Liberals. But the one thing is in this election, there's a significant amount of battlegrounds. And if you're wondering why did the Liberals get so many seats, like almost guaranteed, it's because of the collapse, straight up collapse of the NDP party. And the only person you could thank is Jagmeet Singh. He should have called an election in the fall, but nope. He says he didn't, no matter what, he didn't want to have Conservative Party winning. And as a result, he's literally going to have non-party status. He's losing his seat. So I think what would be a good idea is we look at the seats or the ridings that it is close for the Conservatives. Let's start at this one. This is the riding of Carleton. It looks like, yeah, Pierre Poilievre's going to win his riding. Niagara West looks pretty solid. Brant North looks pretty good. Let's go a little bit further down the list. This is a toss-up. So the toss-up, this riding, Abbotsford Mission. All right, look how close that is. But yeah, it's a toss-up. Conservatives are currently leading on this one. South Shore, South Surrey, White Rock, pretty close. If you're in this riding, show up. Let's get to some of the, so if you see on the right here, it says 55. So that's where we're starting to get pretty close. All right, this is where things get very interesting. And that's why I want to make this video. Newfoundland. We're tied here. So Newfoundland Central, tomorrow you have a chance to make a difference. Get the people in your house and everybody go and vote. Is tied. That's right. Kelowna is right there. If you live in Kelowna, there's no excuse. And this one's basically tied with Bloc. We don't want Bloc winning this one. Show up and vote. And one of the most surprising things in this election here is Alberta. The city centers are tied. It's insane. If you live in Calgary or Edmonton, You literally need to vote because one of those boomers is going to outvote you and it's going to go red. Every single riding in the city center. So Calgary Center is tied. Langley is tied. Calgary Confederation, tied. Calgary Skyview, look at that. It's tied. Pitt Meadows in the Lower Mainland, unbelievable. This is all where the blue collars, this is all blue collar. Everybody in Pitt Meadows works. So I can't believe that it's tied because if you're working every day and the government continues to take all of your paycheck, you would think these people want to pay less in taxes. Grand Lake is tied if you're in that riding. Niagara Falls, tied as well. Abbotsford South Langley, Aurora Richmond Hill, tied. When I'm showing you a tie, it's like you can't take any chances here. You need to call a friend. Petersboro, Richmond Marpole, Surrey Center. Unbelievable. Tied. A lot of people in Surrey work, so it's unbelievable when you see, it's like, why wouldn't you vote conservatives and get, more affordable? Everything would be more affordable for everybody. Okay, in this one, we need conservatives to show up in Quebec. Oh man, we have to beat NDP here. Transcona, let's go. Richmond East Steveston, we need people to show up in this riding. It is that close. It would be so devastating to lose by a couple hundred votes. Show up. York Center, it's pretty close. Bay of Quinte, 3%. Langley Township, Liberals are favored, but it doesn't matter. If you show up and vote in Langley Township, you could flip this thing blue. Oakville East, come on, Oakville East. Look, it's Anita Anand. She needs to be sent packing. It is pretty close. Let's get her done. And Niagara South, it's close. When I see the PPC with 3%, if they went and voted conservative, specifically in this riding, it will flip blue. PPC, come on. Would you rather Mark Carney or Pierre Poilievre? You choose. Do not throw your vote away. All right, Yukon, you are pretty close. This is going to be a close riding. And check out Trois-Rivières. It's a three-way tie. This one's going to be interesting. I can't wait to look at it tomorrow. Let's go blue. Not light blue, dark blue. Oh, man, look at Edmonton Southeast. It's so close. I'd hate to lose these Edmonton and Calgary city centers. They're so close. Long Range Mountain, it's right there as well. Cape Breton, pretty close. Milton East, it's right there. Markham, Unionville, just by 5%, but there's a 9% variance. Port Moody, come on, Port Moody. Don't give away your vote to the NDP. Go straight to conservatives. You're going to want to vote conservative. All right. And if you live in Quebec, there are a lot of ridings that are like 15% and 10% conservative. And then it's like almost tied between the Liberals and Bloc Québécois. For those conservatives, take a look and see if it makes sense to help out the Bloc. Because do you really want to give a super majority government to the Liberals for 4 years? We've already had 10 years of Liberal. We know where that's going. And Mark Carney is going to accelerate the process of this green conversion. And the green conversion is going to be devastating for your wallet. All right, I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. I'm going to go on 2 shows tomorrow, the Candace Malcolm show and the Elevate podcast. And that one's going to be at 6:15. I'm going to be on their show for 15 minutes live. And Candace Malcolm, I'm going to be on at 7 o'clock for 15 minutes live. And we're going to talk the election. And I can't wait to talk to everybody. And hopefully we get a miracle tomorrow. We need it. I'll see you on the next report.